They were sleeping soundly. They did not need a lamp. They slept in darkness. "Mother!" she cried, grabbing her shoulder. "Mother!" Without permission, she climbed into the bed and huddled under the warm covers next to her mother. What is it?" Her mother struggled to form words. "Mary?" "I've had such a strange dream," she cried. "I was taken up into some heaven, I don't know where. I only know it was not of this world. It had angels, I think, or I don't know what." She paused, gasping for breath. "I think I was called to join them, called to become part of their company." But it had been frightening, and she had not been sure she wanted to join them. Now her father sat up. "What's this?" he said. A dream about being called?" "Nathan." Mary's mother reached out and tried to restrain him by touching his shoulder. "I don't know if I was being called," Mary said in a small voice. "But there was this dream, and people up on high places, and—"
"High places?" cried her father. "That is where the ancient heathen idols were. In the high places."
"But not up on pedestals," Mary said. "This was different. The people being honored were standing upon them, and they were people, not statues."
"And you think you've been called?" her father asked. "Why?"
"They asked if I would join them. They said, 'Will you come with us?'" Even as she recited it, she could hear the sweet voices.
"You must know, daughter, that all prophecy has ceased in our land," her father finally said. "There has been no word uttered by a prophet since Malachi, and that was 400 years ago. God does not speak to us that way any longer. He speaks only through his holy law, and that is sufficient for us."
But Mary knew what she had seen, the transcendent glory and warmth of it. "But, Father," she said, "the message and the invitation were so clear." She kept her voice low and respectful, but she was still shaking.
"Dear daughter, you have been misled. It was but a dream, brought on by our preparations for Jerusalem. God would not call you. Now return to your own bed."
She clung to her mother, but her mother thrust her aside. "Do as your father says," she ordered. Mary returned to her room, the majesty of the dream still enveloping her. It had been real. She knew it had been real. And if it was real, then her father was wrong. In the hours just before the sky would lighten, the household made ready for its pilgrimage to Jerusalem for the Feast of Weeks. Mary had been excited because all the adults were so eager for the trip, and because all Jews were supposed to long for Jerusalem. But she had most looked forward to the journey itself, for the 7-year-old had never been outside Magdala, and there were sure to be adventures on the way. Her father had hinted at them when he told her, "We will be traveling to Jerusalem by the short route, through Samaria, so it will take us only 3 days instead of 4. But it is dangerous. There have been attacks on pilgrims going to Jerusalem." He shook his head. "The Samaritans even still have idols, I have heard. Oh, not so openly any longer, not by the roadside, but—" "What kind of idol? I've never seen an idol," she asked eagerly.
"Pray that you never do."
"But how will I know an idol if I see one?"
"You'll know," her father said, "and you must shun it."
"But—"
"That's enough."
Now Mary remembered this, but all her earlier curiosity about Jerusalem was eclipsed by the dream, still so vivid to her in the darkness. Busying herself with the final preparations, Mary's mother, Zebedah, had suddenly broken off measuring grain into the travel sacks and bent down to her daughter. She did not mention the dream. Instead, she said, "Now, as for this trip, you must not mingle with any of the other families coming, except for the few I tell you are acceptable. So many people